What up? This is your boy Checo.
This is your boy Noe. What up?
And this is Compas Unfiltered. Thank you guys for listening, for watching. Make sure you guys follow all of our social media, subscribe and like.
And make sure you go rate us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Make sure you drop a comment on YouTube. Like and subscribe.
Yes, sir. Enjoy the episode.
Yeah, just weird requests and shit from fucking all kind, just probably scams and shit.
Yeah,
People all over the fucking world, like
trying to grow your page and shit like
what
that.
the fuck are you hitting me up? Like, I don't know you.
Yeah, they're just scams. Most of them.
The one I get the most is, bro, about losing weight. I'm like, that's fucked up, bro.
I got one of those like 2 days ago. I wasn't sure if he was legit. I almost took up the offer. Like, he was like, I'm working on a project near your area. You know, I'm trying to change people's lives and shit. I was like, I don't know, maybe I need this. You feel me? Like, maybe this is a sign, you know? Because I was gonna be like, maybe he's training people for free, like with a social platform. And like, oh, look, I helped this guy lose his weight. You feel me? Like, maybe I can get more people to sign up. But I don't know if it was legit. I didn't have the energy to hit him back up.
You're about to become the project, fool.
Yeah. Nigga, I'm waiting for a fucking plastic surgeon to hit me up. I'll reply to him. Or a free BBL, something. Nigga.
But this is someone that was actually trying to get you to work out then.
Yeah, it was like a trainer.
This one, they're trying to sell me like some drink. Those drinks, like, oh, here you go.
That's my mom selling Herbalife.
Dude, have you tried that shit?
Herbalife?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, it never works. But also, I never try to eat healthy either.
Like, you just...
Yeah, my mom had me on Herbalife like in 5th grade, dog. Like,
no.
Yeah, like she had me drinking Sabila and shit, you know, like there's the energía, there's the relax, and like the shakes, dog. Like, bro, I would just make the shakes and like add my own ingredients to it, like Oreos and banana. Like, I'm the only motherfucker that made Herbalife shakes unhealthy, dog.
You're
like,
making them good, fool.
Yeah, right. But dude, like that shit took like Herbalife is just a pyramid scheme and Mexican ladies talking shit. That's all Herbalife is.
Puro chisme, drinking the tea.
Puro chisme.
I've never been to one, bro. Like the little bar areas, you know.
My mom co-owns one, bro.
No way.
Yeah, Herbalife.
So they're still popping?
I mean, are they? I mean, yeah. Like,
she drives a Benz, right?
Nah, hell no. She did. She drives a Jeep with a fucking rebuilt motor.
Yo, I remember my wife used to wake up super early to go take those shots and like, you know, start her day and like suppresses your hunger or whatever.
And I feel like it's like if that's what works for you, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's all in the head, you know, like if you wake up early, like if that's what's gonna get you to wake up early and go do that and work out a little bit, then fuck it, it's all in the head sometimes and fuck it, do it. But I feel like nothing that you eat or try is gonna work without like proper execution of exercise. You know, like my mom, she's like she started off as like a Zumba instructor, but now she does like all kinds of like different like aerobatics and different like I have a joke about this, but my mom is actually a personal trainer type shit. Like she helps people lose weight. Like I know, like I'm fat as shit, but she helps other people lose weight, and like that's how she got into the Herbalife shit because they will rent her the space. Like, so she'll do like her classes or whatever, you know, workouts and shit at the Herbalife place. Eventually she's like, well, might as well start selling this shit too, make some more money. So now she like co-owns one with her friend right here off Farnsworth and Liberty.
And how long has that been up for?
Bro, that place been there for like at least 5-6 years, bro.
So they've been running that for a minute.
Oh yeah, scamming niggas for sure for a minute. Like, but like again, it's just the same people, bro. Like it's not like they got like a network that's like they got lines out the like their motto is not to like serve new people and like get people in and out the door. Like their motto is like just come in here, sit down, let's all talk shit about each other, and as one of them starts leaving, talk shit about that person, and then the person that leaves after that, and it's just a fucking, it's a hangout spot, you know, more
club.
Than it's more than anything, bro. Don't put this on the podcast. Or
you don't want us to put it on?
Oh, it's already going.
Yeah, we're already going, bro.
Oh shit, fuck it, fuck Herbalife, dog. They were on the news. Like if you look at the real Herbalife product, like you can go ahead and like find the CEO was like under investigation for like, you know, MLM marketing, you know, that multimedia level market or whatever the fuck it's called. But like, that's what it is.
I thought there was a documentary on Netflix too.
I don't know about that one.
I thought I saw it on Netflix where they were investigating that guy.
Yeah, I don't know. He lives like in Beverly Hills, drives Ferrari. Like he's living good.
Oh, he's balling, bro.
You know, and it's like you won't find any. Like I always said this too. Like the backbone of Herbalife is Mexican ladies. Like there's no fucking. I ain't never seen a white lady Herbalife club. You know, like there's not.
You know what club does have like? I mean, it seems like it. You see those pink Escalades, the Mary Kay?
Oh, Mary Kay, yeah.
Yo, that's what your mom should do, bro. Because if she...
Oh, my mom did that already, bro.
Oh, shit. She was in the Escalade way before?
Bro, my mom's done all the... Like, not scams, but she's done all the door-to-door sales. Like, Tupperware. I remember growing up, bro. We used to live in a basement, bro. In a basement, like in Chicago. Me and my mom, my dad, and my sister, bro. Like we couldn't even walk around the fucking house because all the pedidos, all the shipments, bro. Boxes and boxes and boxes of Tupperware everywhere, bro. Sometimes she wouldn't even sell it. I don't know. Like I don't know if she would over order or people wouldn't pick up their shit. But there'd just be so much Tupper everywhere in the house, bro. Like we did that for a minute. Then after that, she did Mary Kate for a while. Like. She had all kinds of makeup in the garage, bro. She did Avon for a while. Like, Jafra, bro. My aunt did the Jafra for years, bro. Like, I remember for like 8 or 9 years straight on my birthday, bro. Every year, Jafra cologne. Never failed, bro. Never failed. They all smelled disgusting, but shout out my aunt. You know, she cared, I guess. But
hey, she cared, bro.
Yeah, my mom has done everything. The only thing my mom hasn't done is Amway. I don't.
That's a scam too.
Yeah, that's a
scam too.
Entrepreneurship runs in your family, then, bro. They know how to sell
scamming
shit.
runs in my family.
They know how to sell shit and run their own
None of
business.
us have had a success with this business by that.
Holy shit.
Oh, sorry, my bad. We can do whatever you guys are ready. My bad.
Nah, you're good.
We already started, bro.
Yeah,
But
you're good,
now introduce you, bro. Welcome to Compas Unfiltered, bro.
Hell yeah.
Ken Flores, bro.
What's up, man? Appreciate y'all having me, dog.
Yeah, we appreciate you accepting the invite, brother.
Of course, man.
So now we did talk about you. You're in Chicago. You used to live in Chicago then? You were born in Chicago or qué pedo?
Yeah, I was born in Chicago when I was born in Chicago. I lived in Chicago up to like right around 5th grade. In 5th grade, I was starting to hang out with like the wrong people up the street and shit. Like I grew up. Yeah, I was selling my body at 8 years old, dog. No.
My question was this: did you have this much body to sell or no?
Nah, man, I was. Inflation wasn't a thing yet. But
yo, you wildin', bro.
I was hanging out with like a whole bunch of gang members and shit. But we were kids though. Like to us, that was the homies from the block. It wasn't like I wasn't out there actively gang banging, but their older brothers were. So we kind of already started to lean into like the wrong crowds and shit. And I remember I used to walk to school. I used to live on on Kimball, but I used to go to Kimball all the way to Armitage and take Armitage all the way up to Central Park because I was going to Funston Elementary School out there. And I remember, bro, there were, like one time when I was getting out of school, bro, my mom was waiting for me outside of school, and there was a shooting right there. Like my mom had bullets flying over her head. Like she heard them, and she had never even we lived in Chicago all of our life, but she ain't never been through some shit like that. So that was kind of like what started to draw like we need to get the fuck out of here, And then right around the time that we were kind of looking to move into like somewhere else and buy a house, my dad had a pimped out like Lincoln Navigator, and he had like the stereo with the screen, and they broke his fucking window and took that shit. So he was like, you know what? Like I think I'm done living here. Like if it's not one thing, it's another. So we ended up again. I know you said that you moved to Aurora because your wife's work or whatnot. Yeah. So my mom was actually working in Aurora. She was working 3rd shift, so she would get picked up every day in Chicago, like 9 p.m. and she would come to work out here in Aurora and get home at 6, 7 a.m. So my dad was on the same thing. He's like, well, fuck it. I'd rather go live in Aurora. I drive an hour to work. And your mom, she drives fucking 12 minutes or whatever, She was working right behind Mateo Valley over there near those factories and whatnot. So we started looking at houses and, we ended up in Aurora right around 2007. So I was like right around 5th grade. I still got to go to elementary school here, right around here. And yeah, man, that's kind of what brought us all the way out to the suburbs. So yeah, I was born in Chicago, but I claim Aurora though.
Oh yeah, I hear the pod, bro. You definitely claim Aurora. So North Side, you're a Cubs fan?
You know what, bro? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not too big into sports. Like I watch sports, but the people I grew up with were all Cubs fans, and I kind of always said like, oh yeah, I fuck with the Cubs, whatever. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I wear all black, so if you see me, I'm gonna be wearing all Sox gear. You feel me?
I was just gonna say that. I'm like, man, whenever you're doing the stand up, bro, I see you in the Sox hats, bro.
Yeah. Like
Sox fitted.
Yeah, and I'm either wearing Sox fitted or like a Dodgers fit. I got a lot of family in LA. I love LA, so I try to represent. I don't try to represent LA, but I like their culture and shit. So I be wearing the LA shit. But yeah, I mean, I don't really go for anybody specifically, but I have been to Sox games. I've never been to a Cubs game. So if that makes any, but I've been to more Dodgers games than anything.
Like Dodgers at a
At the Dodger Stadium, yeah.
Oh,
That's
shit.
badass.
Yeah, the first baseball game I ever went to was the Dodgers versus the Giants, and the game ended Dodgers 17, Giants 14. So from my first baseball game, my expectations were high as fuck. Like to me, it was home run after home run. Then I started going to like different games, and it was like no hits the whole game. I was like, this shit is garbage, boy. Like, fuck baseball. But yeah.
I can't believe you haven't been to the Cubs stadium though. That's crazy to me, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm always by it because I'm always in the north side. I'm always doing shows in that neighborhood. But I've never been.
We gotta make an outing though, bro. We gotta make this shit happen.
Let's go.
Never
Let's
mind.
go.
What were you gonna say? You were gonna talk
He's
shit?
he's always in the area, Boys Town or whatever.
Oh,
I mean,
I wasn't gonna go that route, bro.
I guess, man. Yeah, man. It was me that DM'd you about clapping cheeks.
Here we go again. Why you gotta say shit, bro?
I didn't say it. Wait,
That's fucked up.
no, that's what's up though, bro. So then you moved out to Aurora, bro. You pretty much grew up out here, right? Because it's 5th grade, but I mean, you had like your teenage years to like,
I always say who I am today is because of Aurora.
Yeah.
They molded me into who I am today, you know, and maybe it has to do with the move as well, like being the new kid. Again, when you're coming into like a community like the east side of Aurora, most of these people knew each other from like little kids, like preschool.
Simone.
So when I came in on my first day of school, I got into a fight with this white boy at that. I was like, what? I thought the only white kid in Aurora, goddammit, but this white dude, he was just talking shit to me. And at that time, I was already kind of funny. So I was talking shit to him, and I remember he was wearing like some busted ass white Air Force Ones. So like he tried to talk shit to me. I was like, boy, how the fuck are you dirty as shit on the first day of school, motherfucker? So I just started talking shit to him and
Started roasting him.
It started roasting. Like to me, it was roasting because like you're in the city, with the Morenitos and everybody, with the Puerto Ricans, we just talk shit the whole time. So I had to have that thick skin, to be able to talk shit back. So I came out here and I was like, fuck it, I'm on the same shit. But out here, like people weren't even getting roasted like that. Like I was doing fighting words type shit, So I remember leaving my first day of 5th grade here in Aurora at Allen Elementary, and I was leaving, and this dude caught me lacking, bro, outside the fucking main office, bro. And he's like, oh yeah, like you was talking hella shit, whatever. So I was like, yeah, like okay, whatever, what are you gonna do? And I had already gotten into a few fights in Chicago, so it wasn't really new. And then this dude started punching me, bro, like not in my face, but in my body. But I've always been a big kid, so like it didn't feel like shit to me, So I just grabbed that fool and just threw his ass on the fucking like into the tree, and he hit his fucking head. So that dude was tweaking out, like started crying and shit. So they took us to the office and shit, and I got a referral on my first day of 5th grade here. And I remember like I had never got a referral before. Like they didn't have that in Chicago. So when they took us to the office, they're like, "You're gonna get a referral." I was like, "Is that a good thing?" Like if in the adult world, like if you get referred somewhere, like, "Oh, that's a good motherfucker. You got referred."
Yeah.
Not in school though. That's a bad thing, bro. But yeah, man. Sorry, I forgot the question was, but
you whooped his ass.
But I've been out here though since 5th grade, and yeah. Ever since those days, it's like molded me to be who I am. Like I always try to be the funny guy because I kind of like felt like that's what I had to bring to the table. But
that's
you
cool.
whooped his ass and talked.
I rocked that fool, dog. Like I rocked him. Like I've been waiting. One thing, like one thing in Aurora is that you always see the motherfuckers that you grew up with, or that you remember from like, oh, that's that motherfucker from like 7th grade. I haven't seen him in a minute. You catch him at a Walmart, or whatever. But that dude, I have not seen him since. And I low-key tried to like Facebook him not too long ago.
Nada?
Like nada, bro. I was like, damn, I remember his name too. Shout out Jonathan Dell. I was looking him up and shit, and I was like, damn, there's no way out. One day I'm gonna find him, but like the first thing I'm gonna say, I'm like, remember that one time when I whooped your ass, dog? Like,
I think you're saying apologize.
This for a UFC fighter right now and shit. This like,
right.
Shit, I apologize.
Nate
sir.
Diaz fighting this week, bro. Ain't no apologies.
Oh shit.
So pretty much you grew up out here, bro. What got you into comedy, bro? I know you were like the funny guy, right? But it takes special individual, bro, to get in front of a crowd and actually want to do it like that. You know what I mean? Because I think anyone can bullshit with their guys, or but being in front of people, bro, and actually try to perform, I think it's something else, man.
It's ego more than anything that pushes you to perform in front of people, because you got to be a motherfucker with a big ass ego to think that you're funny enough that people should shut up and listen to you talking on a microphone. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you got a really big head thinking that you're that funny that we all want to listen to you talk. So that's not how I really got into it, but that's what pushed me to get into it, right? But as far as like like as far as the social media thing and like the fan base thing and trying to have a platform, I had it pretty young, because when I was 15, 16, you know, people are making the transition from MySpace to Facebook. YouTube is starting to get real big. Sergio Rasta's huge. You know, Super Rego's big. You know, the Cholos be like, and Mexican moms be like, shit like that. So I'm seeing all these people kind of go viral on YouTube, and I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm funny like that. Like I should do videos, you know? And my biggest, I guess, talent, I would say, is talking shit. Like, if you give me a microphone and give me a topic, I could talk shit about it for like an hour. Don't matter what it is. So what I was doing, I bought an iPad. I was working with I started working with my dad really young, like at his factory job. And sometimes he would go to work on Sundays. So he'll take me on Sundays and they'll pay me. So I saved up, you know, after like a long summer, I bought an iPad, and I would turn on the iPad on record. I'll do one take, no editing, nothing. And I'll just talk shit into the camera like, oh, I hate these beers. I hate this shit. I hate this. And like the videos were literally called I Hate. And it'll be like 6 minutes or 10 minutes of me just talking shit about random stuff that I'll find in my room. And little by little on YouTube, it'll go from like 300 views to like 1,000 to 5,000 to 10,000. And I was like, damn, like this shit's picking up traction. You know, people are tapping in from the Bay Area or tapping in from LA, like, oh, you're funny as fuck, dude, you know, whatever. And I'm 15, 16 years old at this time. I'm a fucking freshman in high school, you know? So there's this one specific video called How to Rock a Snapback, and I made that video when I was 15, 16, and I remember it's just me when the snapbacks were really big. You know, people used to wear snapbacks and shit. I got 2 snapbacks at First Image here in Aurora. Shout out First Image. And I just turned on the camera one day, 7 minutes long. This is how long this video is. And I'm just like, I'm going to show you how to rock a snapback. And I just put it a whole bunch of different stupid ways. I put it on my ear. I put it on backwards. And I just talked shit for 7 minutes, bro. I remember I uploaded the video and I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning. I looked at the views, and overnight it got 10,000 views. Holy and I was like, damn, like that's weird. You know, like I got videos that got views like that, but 10,000 is like my peak. Yeah. And we're talking about like months of being up, you know? So like 10,000 overnight, that's a lot. I remember going to school that day, and I'm walking around the class, and people are like pointing at me like, oh, that's the, you know, that's the kid. You know, you hear people talking shit in the background, like, oh, that's him. So I was like, what the fuck, you know, like this. I felt weird, you know. I remember that whole day feeling weird. I get out of school that day, I get home, I check my iPad, the video's at 50,000 views. Damn. So now it went from 10 to 50. And then I start sharing it on Facebook, you know, like, oh, check this video out. This is me, whatever, you know, like it's doing numbers. And I'm not gonna lie, the comments were pretty negative because I kept saying the N-word the whole time. It's pretty fucked up, but you know, you're young and dumb. You say whatever, you know. So anyway, little by little, bro, that video ended up peaking at like, right now it's sitting at like 750,000 views. So it didn't go like 1 million views viral, but it got reposted on World Star Hip Hop. And you know, at that time in World Star Hip Hop was huge. Like I was getting home from school. What's on the front page of World Star Hip Hop? Fights. Oh, World Star. You know, I opened up World Star one day. My face is right there. The first fucking video, dog. I was like, what the fuck? And I remember the caption. The caption was dumb as fuck. How to rock a snapback. So they were like clowning me, but at the same time, to me, was like, I'm up there. You know what I'm saying? Like I showed everybody, because it's like at that time, Lil Wayne is hot, Drake is hot, Tyga's like popping off, and then it's like Tyga music video, my face. So I'm like, bro, like I'm literally getting all the views these motherfuckers are getting. So that's like the first time I ever got a dose of like the clout, I guess you could call it clout or whatever. Now they call it clout, but of like the following, you know. After that, I kept pumping out videos. Now I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty much a downward kind of thing. After that, no video that I put out went that viral, but I had, you know, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 20,000. I have most of my channel was doing an average of like 40,000 views. So I was like, in school, people were like stopping me. I would go to like in the Halloween time. I remember I went to like Joliet for the Statesville haunted house, and there's people in line. That was the first time that somebody had asked me to take a picture with me because they recognized me from the videos. So I started taking pictures with people. I remember somebody asked me to sign something for them. I didn't even have a signature to sign legal documents because I was under the age of 18, let alone an autograph, you know? So I just put like, I wrote my name, like I would write it on my notes and shit, like Ken Flores, you know? And I was like, whatever. But anyway, after that, I kind of turned 17, 18, and at that time I started drinking a lot. I started going out, partying, and again, I wasn't gangbanging, but I was hanging out with people that probably weren't for the best of my and I guess where I should have been, Right. So it was a lot of smoking and just spots every Friday, every Saturday, party, and I'm not talking about like, oh my god, we're raving or no, it was just somebody's parents were out of town in Mexico and we were all there drinking and we were just get fucked up. And at that point, I was like, I don't want to do skits no more. I don't want to do the YouTube, like that's lame. And I fell off of YouTube. I stopped putting out videos. I lost my password, so I just completely fell off the YouTube thing. And then eventually, I started working. Like eventually, I turned, 18, 19. Now I'm working at a factory. I actually moved back to Chicago right after high school. I try to go to City College out there, to Truman College in Uptown, but I only went for a semester. I ended up going broke after like a semester, and I was like, fuck that, I'm going back home. Like this is not for me. Because again, at that point I was still like, I'm a city boy, like I'm a Chicago boy, like I'm not from the suburbs, whatever. But in reality, that's when I realized I was like, what the fuck am I doing in Chicago? Like I'm not. This is not like no, my life is not here. My life is in Aurora. Who I am is because of Aurora. Yeah. So I moved back to Aurora, and after it was good and bad, because it was good like I was back home and I was a little bit more financially stable. I had my car and everything. I had got a job at a warehouse. I was working at O'Reilly's warehouse and at Starbucks, so I had 2 jobs. So I was making decent money, but the only problem is that I was still drinking a lot. I was still partying. I got introduced to drugs that I probably shouldn't have never done, and I started. I mean, we could talk about drugs, right? We could talk about
whatever you want.
Yeah. All right, bro. It's unfiltered, right? Yeah. So I started doing a lot of coke, bro. So I started doing a lot of coke, and then like I would find myself between the ages of 19, 20, like every weekend it was just getting your paycheck on Friday, fucking it off the whole weekend, and then go back to work on Monday. And that's what my life was. And there would be weekends where, and we're still young, we're still 19, 20, so we don't have nowhere, like I don't have my own apartment at the time. We can't just be, like my parents had got tired of my shit because every weekend I was bringing my friends over, even if we were in the garage. Like my parents were like, dude, every fucking weekend, like you need to chill the fuck out or else get the fuck out of here. Like we don't want you guys every weekend in my garage getting fucked up. We'll drink my dad's beers. My dad used to collect tequilas. He used to have all kinds of tequilas. We used to open bottles up, like bottles from Mexico, like bottles that he paid, hundreds of dollars to get. I would get, by the time you're coked up and drunk 2 a.m, you're like, I don't give a fuck. Boom, pop it open. So my dad, me and my dad got into really big arguments over that shit, and then I realized I was like, you know what? Where am I going with my life? Like the only thing I'm looking forward to is getting my check, doing drugs, getting drunk, and then hating myself on Sunday every single weekend. So I was like, I need to do something. So I was looking into the YouTube thing again to kind of try to reignite that. That's when I started doing the food reviews. I was doing food reviews, and I went to like a few different places. I'm not gonna lie, those YouTube videos, that was a new channel that I had. The channel actually that I have now. I took all those videos down, by the way, so they're no longer online. But I did like best tortas in Aurora, best tacos in Aurora, and those guys they're probably ranged anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 views average. Dairy Delight versus Banana Split, that one is upward of like 6,000 views. So they weren't bad. It was pretty good, but it was real local shit, Yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna run out of ideas, places to go. Like I want to do something else. Like I know I'm a funny guy. I want to do comedy. And at that time, I was a real big fan of stand-up comedy, like whatever was mainstream. Like I didn't know nothing about local comedians, up-and-coming comedians. I didn't even know there was a local scene in comedy. I thought there was like 10 people in Chicago trying to be comedians, but I was wrong. So I started watching a whole bunch of different specials on Netflix around the time, again, that I'm still trying to see what I'm going to do in my life. And I would try not to watch the ones that I liked, because I know Cat Williams is one of my biggest inspirations, if not my favorite comedian of all time. And I know like Daniel Tosh and all the mainstream comics, I know that those were funny, but I wanted to watch some that I didn't know who it was to see how funny they were. And I clicked I swear to God, like 5, 6, 7 different specials on Netflix, and I'd watch them and I'll be like, dude, this guy's trash. Like he's funny, but I'm funnier than that. I would feel like I was funnier than that person. So that's kind of what clicked it for me of like, let me try this shit, At that time, I had already quit the warehouse. I got fired from the warehouse, actually, and I got fired from Starbucks. So I wasn't working. I was like in between jobs. I was working at Sony in Bolingbrook. Weak-ass factory. Weak-ass warehouse. Like the worst type of living. I was wearing like a plain t-shirt, working through a temp agency. I remember they used to have us walk in a single file line to our forklift. Like it was like prison. Jesus. I was like, this is prison. Like this is for people. Like, yeah, I don't know if you guys, but like, you ever have your parents tell you like, eso déjalo para la gente que no tiene papeles, and like, no disrespect to anybody who doesn't, you know what I'm saying? But like, damn, like, my parents sacrificed everything to come out here and give me a better life, and I'm fucking doing this. I'm doing worse than them, So I was like, I need to do something better. So I had actually got lucky and I got a job at PNC Bank, and I was working at PNC Bank as a bank teller. I met the owner of the Comedy Shrine, who was a club here in Aurora at the Fox Valley Mall. At that time, they were in the plaza across the street next to the Toys R Us, and it was a small club, 150 seats. And and every time he would go, I would make him laugh, And he's like, "You're a funny dude." He's like, "You should come out to my open mic, try it out, try stand up out." And I was like, "All right, I'll try it out." So I wrote down like a whole notebook of jokes, but they were all hack ass shit. Like, my mom hits me with the chancla, like Mexican, like hack ass shit, And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna try this shot. It's gonna be hilarious." And then I went the first night to check it out, and then I was looking. Because the list was like 40 comedians. The place used to be packed on an open mic night. So I was like, man, like. And I would see some people that were hilarious, but most of them were trash. So I was like, dude, I can definitely do this, And then finally, bro, I ended up signing up. I signed up for one of the open mics, and they called me up, and I did I did my 4 or 5 minutes, and I told people this is my first time doing it. Or actually, I didn't tell them, but they told them when they brought me up, like, it's his first time trying it, and they say that so kind of the people can be a little bit receptive, like, don't be an asshole. So I went up, bro, and my charisma's always been good. My energy's always been good. So I did good enough that I'm not gonna say I murdered, but at that time, for a first timer, I did really good.
You didn't get booed?
Hell no. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I snapped, bro. But like if I did that set now, I'd be like, that was horrible. That was a nightmare. But at that time, it was enough to make me realize that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Because at that time, I had tried a lot of drugs, and there was not one drug that made me feel better than that moment on stage, getting laughs from those people. Now, that could probably stem back to being a class clown and making the whole class laugh, and you're like, oh yeah, I did that shit. Like, even though you were doing little dumbass, fucking with the teacher, whatever you were doing, but like making the class laugh always made me feel good. So that was like the equivalent, but on a different level, because now you're with a microphone getting applause breaks at the end of your fucking shit, So that was the first time, and ever since then, I would. The next time, my mistake was that I didn't do enough homework on comedy. I thought that every time you went to an open mic, you had to write a whole new different joke. I didn't realize that people use the same jokes and they just go work on them, make them better, tweak them out, change a few words, change maybe a storyline or make it longer, So I would try to redo a whole new 5 minutes, and then I went up like 2 or 3 more times, and I was bombing, and I was just doing horrible. And at that time, people realized like, oh, that's not his first time no more, so fuck him. If he's not funny, we're not gonna fake laugh. So those hurt a little bit more, but they pushed me to do better. And little by little, like I just kind of started doing more open mics. But I will say this, after my first ever open mic, what really kind of kept me going after my first one was that I got booked. After my first open mic ever, somebody came up to me. They're like, yo, you're funny as fuck. I'm going to do a show here at Draft Picks. Would you be down to do 10 minutes? At that point, I didn't even have 4 minutes of material. But I was like, hell yeah. And since people were already waiting on me, because the people in Aurora knew me for the YouTube shit, and I was kind of like living in my past. Like, people will see me, they're like, oh, you're the guy from the Snapback video, or you're the guy from the Mexican Mom video, or whatever.
People still remember that shit.
Oh, people remember that shit. I go viral on TikTok now. And people comment, you're the guy from the Snapback video. People from across the country, they're like, dude, I was wondering. I used to watch your videos growing up. Dude, I was wondering what happened. And they recognize me, bro.
That's badass, bro.
It is. But at that point, like now it's badass because now I know that I got something else to offer. I'm a comedian now, I do this shit for real. But back then when I was starting off, I didn't want to be recognized as a Snapback dude. Like I wanted to like be new,
Right.
Like,
but what I'm saying that's badass is the fact that they were looking for you.
Yeah.
Like, hey, where the fuck were you, dude? Like I was wondering where you were. What happened to you? The fact that somebody was waiting on you to pop up again, they knew like,
they knew it was coming because when I promoted the first show, the Draft Pick show, I was like, hey, for everybody who's been wondering when I'm gonna come back to YouTube, when I'm gonna come back to, doing what I do, I got booked for a live show. And at that time I had already made a status, like letting people know that I was getting into stand-up. So people were waiting. They're like, all right, let's see what the fuck. Because they knew I was funny, but like, they were like, stand-up. Like, I don't know if you're that funny, So on my first show ever, bro, and maybe this is probably why I'm so spoiled by the people of Aurora that, I love Aurora because they've always took me in and accepted me for who I was. But the first show I ever did at Draft Picks, we sold that bitch out. And it was all my people. All people from either partying with them or, I mean, I guess you could say I wasn't wasn't really wasting my time when I was doing drugs because I was networking. Because when it came when it came time to sell tickets, they showed out, bro. They showed out, and we did it 2 weeks in a row. The first week I opened up for somebody, packed it out. The second week they had me headlining, bro. This is after one time of doing open mic comedy. They had me headline. I did 20 minutes of fucking around. Like, there's people in the crowd that I knew, and I would just talk to them like, aren't you gay now? Like, what didn't you like? I was just fucking with people, you know, but it was enough to keep me going. And ever since then, like, I just haven't slowed down, bro. I've been going at it now. I mean, I don't want to fast forward through this. I don't know if you have more questions, but
I did.
I'll slow down. But that's how I got into comedy, though.
So I had two questions, but the first one is, whenever you went to open mic, how many times did you have to go and sit down and check it out before you said, all right, I'm going to do this shit?
3 times.
So 3 times.
3 times, 3 different weeks. Yeah, not consecutively. Like this is a span of like a month and a half, maybe.
For sure.
That I went to go sit down and just to watch.
And rewind it just a little bit to the YouTube thing. Did you make money off any of those videos back then?
Never.
Was it even monetized back then?
I couldn't make money because I wasn't 18.
Oh, you have to be 18 to
You
make
have
money?
to be 18 to become a partner. And I mean, obviously the kids that make money now, they have their parents, you know, manage their accounts, and obviously, you know, but dude, my mom didn't know how to fucking log into her email.
Well, you probably could have, right?
I mean, yeah, I could have made some, yeah, but people look at my numbers now, they're like, damn, you would, and especially back then when YouTubers were making real money off of just YouTube, not talking about sponsors or ads, just off of views, I would have made, I don't know, I wouldn't say, you know, $5,000, but I think at least 1,000 I would have made. Yeah.
That's crazy. And then one more thing, going back to that 10-minute, you know, bid, your first stand-up show. How nervous were you to like prep for those 10 minutes? Did you write? Did you even prep?
Oh yeah, 100% I prep, bro. One thing about me, there's I guess 2 things. As far as prepping goes, when I first started stand-up, and this didn't even change until probably within the last year, I used to write every single word I was gonna say on stage in a notebook. So if I got booked, now again, when I first started, you were only getting booked for like, I would get 1 show a month. So I'd have a month to prepare for that show. So I would write every single joke. I would literally write, hey, how are you guys doing tonight? On my notebook, you know, all the way till the end where it said, all right, thank you guys for having me. My name's Kenji. Or at that time I was going as Too Skinny on stage. So I'm like, oh, my name's Too Skinny. Thank you guys. I would literally fill up 5 notebook pages of little small handwriting of every single thing I was going to say in my set. And if something happened while I was on stage that I could have capitalized on, I would not do it because I would stick to my set. I would stick to my set because I did not want to break out of my set, because I would be like, no, it has to be what I wrote down. I can't like so. And now I'm way loose. Now I'll write a set down and I might go on stage and do 1 joke out of that set and fuck around for the whole rest, and it'll still fucking hit, you know.
And that's reading the crowd,
right? Reading the crowd, reading the room, and being comfortable in the room, you know. But as far as like the anxiety and getting right, thank you, bro. As far as everything else, bro, like I have real bad anxiety, bro. I like sometimes even when I smoke weed, I don't even like to smoke too much because I feel like I get like I'll get anxiety attacks, and that's because everything else going on in my life. Because my life is not just comedy, right? Obviously, people got work problems, people got home problems, family, whatever it is. I feel like that shit just multiplies it times 10 when I smoke weed. So I try to a little bit less now, more than before, right? But as far as like going on stage, bro, literally like until I didn't start feeling comfortable until like this year, maybe within the last year. Before that, bro, I'll throw up before going on stage. I was like on some 8 Mile shit. Like I'm throwing up. Like I wouldn't feel good until I got off stage. Whether I did good or whether I did mid or even bad, I'm like, fuck it, it's done. It's over with. I'm glad it's over. Like I would really like once I was up there, I was flowing. But anything leading up to that moment, it was fucking horrible for me. Like I would be at work, you know, knowing that I was gonna go on stage that night, and my hands would be freezing, bro. Like I had, like again, with the anxiety, with the trying to write every single word for word, like it just was not a good mix. And again, people used to tell me back then, like, just the more you do it, you're gonna get more comfortable. But I was like, that's bullshit. I could never see this feeling going away. Now I can't wait to go on stage because I'm like, oh, that's when I can be myself. When I'm up there, when I got that mic, this is my room, you know, and I'm gonna guide it however the fuck I want. But it took me. I mean, now I'm doing this shit. This 4 years in now. That's barely like barely getting to that point where I'm getting comfortable, but I don't consider myself a good comedian or even I'm a rookie, bro. Like I'm new to this shit. This is all new to me. Like if anywhere in the Chicago scene, people know that like, I'm a newer comic, but it's just, me and my roommate, we've been putting up reels and TikToks. It's luckily like with the internet right now, bro, like I'm not saying you can skip steps, but you can grow your platform way faster with, TikToks and reels and shit. So it's kind of helped me skip a few steps as far as like earning your stripes or whatever. But it also, you have to be funny in order for that to work. Because you're not just going to have a whole bunch of followers and then go bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like I have the humor to back it up. I have the jokes to back it up now. But yeah, man, it was, I'm just now getting comfortable, bro. The anxiety was bad.
I hear that, bro. Just because I get anxiety as well, and I'm nowhere near I'm being in front of people, but just doing the fucking pod, bro. I be sweating and shit. I'm over here all nervous. I'm looking at Noe like, bro, you got this? Because I can't right now. You know what I mean? So I can only imagine, bro, being in a room of 100, 150, 200, whatever it is, and trying to perform and. Let's say not even getting those jokes, right? Like people are not really responding the way you do. Fuck, bro, I would probably have a fucking panic attack myself, man.
Yeah, I mean, even and it doesn't even like the thing about comedy too is because I've literally killed in a 400 people room, Joe's on Wheat Street, 400 plus people, and then I've done another show the next day and bombed and fucking feel all over again like it's my first day. It's a very humbling art form. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll never be the best. There's always, because you don't know who's in that room, what the energy in that room is, and also comedy. You have to also rely on the rest of the comedians. Like, if I'm third in line, but the last 3 motherfuckers sucked ass, now the crowd's in a bad mood. So now I gotta I gotta dig myself out of a hole to wake them back up and get them back into that rhythm. No matter how good you are, and also. The motherfucker before you can kill so fucking hard that you go on stage and you're like, even though you're funny, they're gonna be like, yeah, but you're not that last motherfucker. That last motherfucker, they resonated with the crowd. Like they talk to the crowd like on a different level, because it could all be different scenarios, whether you talk to a specific person and there's just a specific moment in crowd work that just hits so hard that you're not gonna be able to top, or just maybe you guys are in the same age group that you're writing and your jokes. Maybe it's a crowd full of kids, not full of kids, but full of parents that have kids, and the comedian before me is doing my kids this, aren't your kids stupid? And now the crowd's laughing because they relate, and then I go up there and I'm doing fat jokes. I'm like, yeah, we're all skinny, like this. I don't relate to that. Comedy has to be relatable to hit the hardest, and I don't know. You can be bombing at any time, bro. I've seen some of the best comedians in the world bomb.
What have you opened up for anybody like super big?
I just opened up for Chingo Bling last week. I don't know if you guys know who Chingo Bling is.
Yeah, for sure.
I talked to Chingo Bling. It was funny because I've opened up for Chingo Bling. I've done shows with like Pat Tomasulu from WGN 9 News. I've opened up for Mark Vieira, who's like one of the Latin kings of comedy out in New York. So I've opened up for like decent comedians. Joey Villagomez. He's still Chicago local, but he was on Comedy Central. He's on. He's real close with Bill Burr. So like, you rub shoulders with these people that are in the fucking scene. I didn't open for Ali Wong, but I was doing a show at Zany's and Ali Wong was there because she's filming something in Chicago at the time. Mm-hmm. So I performed right before Ali Wong. She went after me. So it was pretty cool. She told me I had a good set. So she did. So it was pretty fucking dope, But hell yeah. But last week was the one that meant the most to me because Chingo Bling was the first comedian that I ever went to go see live. When around the time that I was starting comedy, where I was like, I'm gonna sign up for these open mics and all this, I was like, I need to go see somebody professional live. And at that time, I didn't really know too many comedians that were touring. And my homie Chins, he was like, oh look, Chingo Bling is coming. And at that time, we were really big fans of Chingo Bling. And he was like, fuck it, let's go check him out. I was like, yeah, let's go. He came to the Schaumburg and Improv, or the Improv in Schaumburg, my dumb ass. But he came there and we bought the tickets, $35. And we sat through the show, and I remember watching his opener, Jerry Garcia, shout out to him, who now has an HBO special too, but he was really funny. And then Chingo Bling came out, he was really funny. And I remember I was like, man, I wish that I could if I could go on this stage right now in front of this many people, all Latinos, because Chingo Bling's audience is Latino. I was like, I would murder, but at the same time, I don't even know what jokes I would do, And it fast forward 4 years now, I realized he was coming to Zany's in Chicago. I got the sponsored ad on my phone, and my instinct wasn't, oh, let me go see him. My instinct was like, man, let me open for him. And when I saw the ad, I just had a few clips from Zany's on TikTok. One of them did like over 4 million views. The other one's like about 2 million views right now. So the club, like I knew I was in good standings with the club because I brought them a lot of foot traffic on their pages. So I was like, hey man, I would, Chingo Bling's been an idol of mine. Like I've been an idol. He's been an idol of mine for a while. I would like to work with Chingo Bling. Like, could you guys give me the opportunity to work with him? And they told me, they were like, the manager was like, hey bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, but we already booked the host and he's gonna bring his own opener from Houston. So we can't put you on the show because it's his show. So I was kind of bummed out about that, right? But fast forward, like 2 weeks, so probably about a week and a half ago, he ended up finding my Instagram again through Reels and through a friend that I had met through comedy. I have this guy, his name's Anthony A. He's a radio host of the Dana Cortez show in Phoenix, and they actually are nationally syndicated, so they're all over the country now. But he asked me to be on one of my shows at the Laugh Factory, and I told him yeah. So he came on my show, and I told him, he's like, have you ever opened for any big Latino comedians? I was like, nah, bro, I really wanted to open up for Chingo Bling. He's coming next week, but the club told me no. And he's like, that's my homie. He's like, I'm gonna holler at him for you. People say shit like that, but you're like, oh yeah, you're sure, So I was like, all right. And then, like 2-3 days after that, which would have been like 2 weeks ago from today, I saw that Chingo Bling followed me. I was like, what the fuck? And he started he didn't just follow me, he started liking my shit. Like he went through my page, right? So I was like, all right, that's fucking dope, But I didn't want to DM him because I was like, I don't want to be in his nuts. Like I don't want him to feel like, this guy should never,
Right
I was
away.
like, I gotta be mutual, right? I gotta kind of lay off a little bit, right? But I'm glad that he follows me. Maybe one day we'll work together, right? So that was that. 2 days after that, so it would have been not last Thursday, but the week before that. On that Thursday, my homie texted me from Phoenix, the guy from the radio. He's like, hey bro, just a heads up, I told Chingo about you like a few days ago, which must have been when he followed me. He's like, hey, he just texted me right now and asked for your phone number. So I was like, fuck it, give it to him. As soon as I give him the phone number, like I'm telling you, I'm at work, like 2 minutes, I get a phone call. iPhone tells you like from where, and it's like Houston, Texas.
You're like,
I was like,
yeah.
that's gotta be Chingo Bling. And I picked up the phone, I'm like, hello? He's like, yo, and I recognize his voice right away. I was like, he's like, you know who this is? I was like, Chingo? He's like, do it sound like Chingo? I was like, yeah. He's like, it's Chingo then. I was like, what's up, dog? And, we were talking. He's like, bro, I fuck with your shit. I was going through your page. My homie told me about you. He's like, you funny dude. And I was like, I appreciate it, man. I was like, fun fact, bro, I know that you're coming to Chicago next week. I was trying to work with you. Like, it was a dream for me to work with you. You were the first comedian I ever went to go see live. And, the club told me that you were going to bring your own opener from Houston, so they didn't really let me. He's like, yeah, bro, I'm bringing my homie from Houston, but I want you to be on it too. Like, are you down? I was like, hell yeah, bro. So kind of came full circle, He's like, text me a picture of you so I can make a flyer. So I texted him the picture, and then he, later on, he ended up texting me back. He's like, here's the flyer, bro. Post it on your pages, share it, whatever. Tell your friends about the show. I was like, bet. So I started telling hella homies. I was like, bro, I'm gonna work with Chingo Bling. And the people my age, we like Chingo Bling was popping back in the day, So it was like everybody knew who Chingo Bling was, like here on the east side. So people were like, people that had never fucked with me before, even though the TikTok, even though the Instagram, whatever, until they saw me working with Chingo Bling, like, oh, this dude, he's doing it, he's doing it for real. So people started sharing the flyer, people that hadn't fucked with me in years. So I was like, oh, that's fucking dope. But to me, mission complete wasn't until the show day. I was like, because I could be sharing all this and all that, but what if I go bomb? Then it don't count for nothing, everything was a waste. So then the show was a week ago today, because Wednesday today. So a week ago today on August 31st, last week, it was showtime, and he wanted me to get there a little bit early so we can talk, so we can network and shit, But I was like, bro, what's the point of me? Excuse me. What's the point of me getting there early? Like, well, I mean, not that I didn't want to get there early, but I was like, I can say whatever the fuck I want to say beforehand, but like comedians, no matter who you are, they won't respect you until after they see you murder. Once they see you murder, they're like, all right, yeah, we could take this motherfucker serious. So I was like, I don't even want to talk before the show. Yeah, so I want to show you. I can show you better than I can tell you, So then I got there right as the show was about to start. I walk in, and Zany's is a very small venue. It's literally like a flat, like a Chicago flat. So it ain't shit. So I walk in, and it's already fucking packed wall to wall. And I was like, holy shit, all Latinos, bro. I'm walking to the back. I see the homie Shu Wu. You guys know who Shu Wu is? He's a big sneakerhead in Chicago. Like I used to follow him back like when I was into sneakers. Like he was big on Cream Cream and like a whole bunch of those internet sites. Like he's got like 11,000 followers, like organic followers of just the sneaker scene. So when I see him, I was like, damn, like it's some big hitters in this motherfucking room that can really help me in the Chicago scene. So I kind of felt the pressure, but I drank 3 Modelos on my way there. When I got there, I drank a Blue Moon. So I'm feeling loose. I'm feeling good, They bring the host up, and the host that they booked was some white girl. And shout out to her. She did her thing, but the club should have read the room better. Like, how you gonna book a white girl who doesn't do Latino material for a Chingo Bling show? You feel me? Like, it just doesn't make sense. But
she did good, though.
I mean, the thing about comedians, bro, is that they'll tell you they did good because they got laughs. But to me, I could get laughs in a room like this. That don't mean shit. Like, to me, I want to murder from the moment I go on stage. If you ever, you guys haven't been to a show. When you guys go to a show, like, when I go on stage, bro, I want to murder from the time I get on stage to the time I get off. I want to have you laughing to a point where you can't breathe. You got tears in your eyes. Like, that's what makes me happy. So I don't do it for pity laughs. If I'm doing shit for pity laughs, I could just share memes on Facebook. Like, I'm in a different art form. So I made it a mission. I went on stage, bro. From the moment I went on stage, I got the clip. I'll show it to you guys after. But I from the moment I go on stage, bro, I talked to this guy in the first row. I remember he had like a Versace dress up shirt, and the white girl was like, "Did you get it at Target?" I don't know what kind of corny joke she was trying to make. I think there was somebody in the crowd she had told that they met at Target, so she tried to make like a little callback joke. She was like, "Did you get it at Target?" But it was mid, nobody really laughed. So when I went on there, I was like, "Damn, we got the fucking Cartel de Sinaloa in the front row right here." So people started laughing, and then I'm like, "That girl said if you got it at Target, bitch, this is Versace." Motherfucking crowd starts losing it, bro. When I felt that, I just kind of took off, bro. I just fucking started murdering, bro. Started killing it, and I stopped so many times because people were dying laughing, and like those periods where you stop just because you can't keep talking because you want to let them laugh is like heaven, bro. For me, it's like the best bump of coke you'll ever take, bro. Like, for me, you feel me? Like that's what made me happy. And then he ended up getting I ended up wrapping up the joke, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Right when I got to the fucking last joke, as I was doing it, some bitch yelled out my punchline, bro. But regardless, I still did it. And before I even said my name or anything, I got an applause break. The crowd was already applauding me, and it was going crazy. So I put the microphone down, and my homie Chins, who we went to the first Chingo Bling show, he was in the crowd. So it was like for me and him, it was personal. I was like, bro, like we were sitting in the crowd, like 4 years ago. Now I'm fucking murdering at the show, bro. Then they bring up the next motherfucker. Shout out Bryson Brown. He was real funny. And then they bring up Chingo Bling. He does an hour. Good. He's funny, right? And I say this like in the most humble way that I can. I was the funniest person that night. And I had people come up to me at the bars after, because we were kicking it right there in Old Town, and at the show that came and told me that, like, bro, you were the funniest motherfucker tonight. Like, after you, the show kind of started going downhill a little bit. And again, now I did 10 minutes compared to Chingo Bling doing an hour. It's hard to be consistently funny for an hour. There's gonna be times where it gets quiet or whatever, But I was like, I did what I came to do. And then me and Chingo, I hadn't talked to Chingo Bling yet because I hadn't even seen him yet because I was late. So after I got done with my set, I didn't even think he had seen my shit. I go to the back and I ask for a Blue Moon. I get a beer. He comes up to me and just taps me on my shoulder. He's like, "You fucking murdered that shit." And he daps me up. We give a hug. And that was like the I guess validation that I needed. I was like, damn, like I did what I came to do. Even if it doesn't go anywhere from here, I did what I came to do, like my followers on Instagram or my clips on Instagram are not for nothing, like I do this shit for real, right? And after the show, after he got done, he came up to me. He's like, "Hey man, come upstairs. I want to chop it up with you." I was like, "All right, fuck it." So I go upstairs because upstairs is where like the green room's at, the backstage or whatever. So we go upstairs and it was like some mafia shit, bro. Like he sat down right here on this couch and he didn't even make eye contact with me. I was standing right there. He's like, "Sit down." And I fucking sat. I sat down next to him. So we weren't. He wasn't looking at me, bro. He was looking straight, and I was looking straight too. Because I was like, I'm not gonna look at this motherfucker if he's not looking at me. So I'm looking. So he's talking to me. We're having a conversation, but we're both staring at the wall in front of us. And he's like, "How long you been doing this?" I'm like, "Yeah, like 4 years. About to hit 5." He's like, "Have you ever been on the road before?" I was like, "Man, not gonna lie to you. Like, just this past week, I booked my first road gigs. Like I'm headlining in Washington, D.C. in November, and I'm featuring a whole weekend in Washington, D.C. with another comedian. And then I'm going to San Francisco this weekend, which was, a week from then. I was going to be in San Francisco next week. So these are going to be the first times I'm in 2 different coasts and shit. But other than that, I've only been in the Midwest. I was like, to be real honest with you, Chingo, I haven't even worked a whole weekend here at Zany's. Like, they've never booked me to feature. Like, I got to fucking, like, I'm literally like begging for stage time, But every time I come, I do shit like this. Like, I'm murder. And he's like, bet. He's like, all right, well, we're going to like keep in contact with me, bro. Like, he didn't tell me I'm going to take you on tour with me. He's like, but we're going to work together real soon in a few different places, bro. So just make sure that you stay in contact, stay consistent, and keep killing it. And that's all he told me. And then he had to go do the meet and greet. So we all go downstairs and shit. But after that, I was like, damn, like that's like the best case scenario. Like, I was sleeping, like dreaming about that to happen. Like, that's the best thing that could possibly happen to you as like a up and coming comedian, as an opener. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciated that he even took the time to tell me like you snapped and all that shit. And I mean, I ain't gonna lie, we haven't really chopped it up after that. But there was another comedian, and he goes by El Gordo Mamon on TikTok. He's got like 200,000 followers on there, and he's got like 50,000 followers on Instagram. He's more of a content creator. Like,
does he have any real stand-up, like good shit? Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, to me, it's probably not my style of even his skits. Like, no. I'm
not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of him. Like, I didn't even know who that was before.
He's with Chingo though.
He knows Chingo. Like, I guess the guy goes to Houston back and forth a lot. Mm-hmm. So he knows Chingo and shit. But when he announced that he was coming to Chicago, Chingo Bling tagged me in his comments. They're like, he's like, link up with Ken Flores. So like, giving me the validation, and that shit look good when you got Chingo Bling tagging you and other motherfucking shit. Like, I mean, you can say whatever you want about Chingo Bling. I know he's kind of like a conservative guy now or whatever, but I'm not in politics. I'm in comedy, and I mean, any opportunity that I get, I'm gonna take it, bro. So I like, that's why
this boy ain't lacking for
you. Yeah. Like, and yeah, I was real. That comment meant a lot to me, that he was able to tag me in a different comedians, because I felt like he remembered me. Like, he saw Chicago and I was the first motherfucker he thought of, He tagged me. Yeah. So I was like, bet, like, I'm in there, and I'm not gonna hit him up right now like, hey bro, when we gonna go on the road and shit, because I know his shit kind of slowed down a little bit too when he started going all super conservative and shit. But again, I'm in comedy game. I'm not in politics. So whenever he's ready to take me on the road, bro, I'm gonna be ready too.
Yeah, I don't even. Did you even know he was going conservative?
Red Pill Tamale or whatever podcast. Yeah. He has that podcast. Yeah, I listen. I listen to it.
Okay, that's why.
I listen to it time to time.
The funniest shit that I remember from Chingo though was that Canelo shit, bro. The Canelo skit. That is the fucking that shit's hilarious.
Me conflé.
Yeah, that shit's funny. I thought I saw one of his specials too, bro.
Where
he had different, where he had different comedians on there, and I thought some of the other comedians were funnier than him.
The guy that opened up for him, Jerry Garcia.
Is that the dude with the glasses?
Yes, him.
Oh, dude, he's hilarious.
He's one of my biggest inspirations in comedy. When I go on stage, Robbie, I say fool a lot too, in person too. But when I go on stage, I say it even more because it keeps me from saying the N-word.
Yeah.
I do that instead. He
does that too.
Yeah, and he does that too, and he's one of my biggest inspirations in comedy. Even though he's not a huge comedian, and I got a homie that I don't know if you guys know Rene Vaca. He's the Indian looking comedian from LA. He's pretty big on Instagram.
Is he popping on TikTok too?
I think he's got maybe like I don't know if he's in the hundreds of thousands of followers. He's kind of popping on TikTok, but he's popping on Instagram. When I first worked with him and met him, he had like 20,000 followers. From that point to right now, that dude's been uploading every single fucking day. He's at like 80,000 followers right now, just pumping out content. Now he's coming back on November 10th to the Laugh Factory, but he's been working like he's going on tour right now. He's going crazy with the shit. So anyway, he opens for Jerry Garcia, and the opener that Rene Vaca brought with him too. His name's Angel Hernandez. He's only like 2 years into comedy, but he's funny as fuck too, and a good kid. He opens for Jerry Garcia too. So I'm in like, I know all the people that they work with. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm linked up with Chingo too. So like in this business, it's pretty cool because again, it's like the music business. I know you were in the band. Yeah. It's like maybe one day you get booked with a motherfucker. Now you're opening up for like some of the biggest names in music just because you're in the business. You're rubbing shoulder, and all you got to do is be good and be a good person, and like those opportunities will come. You never know who's watching, Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. Like I was like, damn. But yeah, Jerry Garcia, bro, one of my favorite comedians.
He's funny as hell, bro.
So to bring it back to Chingo, bro. I think you pretty much got the experience you wanted out of it. You got the, I guess, the reaction from him that you wanted. But meeting him in person, was it kind of what you expected? And I asked this because you hear about other comedians, one specifically like George Lopez, bro, that I hear like he doesn't want to fuck with any Latinos.
Yeah.
So like as far as him, like was he kind? I mean, because that is kind of weird though, like staring into the wall, not really like looking at you.
Yeah.
But how was it? Like, how did you feel?
I don't know. I guess when you think of Chingo, you think of the Canelo skits. You think of the silly shit, you know?
Yeah.
So you think, like me, I try to be silly. I mean, I walked in your house being me, you know, being myself. Like I wasn't like, oh, what's up? You know, like I'm not, I'm me, you know, I'm me. So I guess what I thought from him was like, I don't know, I thought he would have a little bit more hyper energy, but he is over 40 now, you know, he's older now. So he's not, so he was more of, but he wasn't an asshole. He was a nice guy. The fact that he got up from his seat just to come dap me up after my set, I felt like it meant a lot to me. And again, and it was right before he went on stage. So when a comedian's about to go on stage, they're locked in, bro. They're trying to get their shit together in their head before they go up there, you know. So I wasn't expecting much from that. And I mean, even the fact that he told me, let's chop it up, he didn't have to do that. You feel me? Like he didn't have to bring me upstairs and tell me like, we're going to work together, you know? Like, I don't know. To me, that was like, I don't know. Honestly, it was more than what I thought it would be, you know, because I've worked with one of the first people I got to open up with at the Comedy Shrine was this guy named Steven Michael Quesada, and he was in Breaking Bad. He was one of the detectives in Breaking Bad. His name was Gumi, was what they called him in Breaking Bad, and he was pretty big. Like he drew a decent audience or whatnot for a 400 seat theater. Now that they were at the mall or whatever. But anyway, I was talking to him in the green room, and he didn't really want to talk. So I was like, from there, I was like, you know what? Let me just shut the fuck up. And I didn't say shit after that. And then my friend was on stage, the host was on stage, and he said something funny. And I told him, I was like, that shit was funny, right? Like, and he looked at me with a straight face and told me, he's like, oh, bro, I don't watch comedy. I don't watch other comedians. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, my friend George Lopez, like he name dropped George Lopez. He's like, my friend George Lopez, he always tells me, he's like, why you're the only comedian I know that doesn't watch comedy. And I just can't. I just do my own thing, bro. Like I can't. He just like it baffled me. Like, you don't watch comedy, bro? Like, what if I go on stage and talk about the same shit you're about to talk about, and then you go up there and do the same fucking joke? Like I don't know. That kind of like it rubbed me the wrong way because as an opener for somebody, you hope that they're watching you because you want to impress them, and not just to impress them, but hoping that an opportunity can arise from that. You know, so it kind of like gave me low expectations, I guess, because I was like, well, it doesn't matter how hard I fucking kill because he's not gonna take me. He's not gonna watch.
You're gonna hate anyway.
Yeah. Not even just hate, but you're not even gonna pay attention. Like you're not even gonna give me a chance, bro. So that kind of like was a bad taste in my mouth. But again, he went on stage and fucking did mid anyway. So I was like, I don't give a shit.
Yo, this person that you're talking about, is that the dude's partner?
Yeah, the bald guy's partner.
Yeah,
that guy.
Shit.
Yeah,
he does comedy?
Yeah, he's that's how he started. He's a stand-up comic. He was a stand-up comic before he was an actor, but he's like a cruise ship comic. That's his own lane. Like it's just people that are maybe not as funny to go mainstream, but funny enough to where they can make a living off of it. So they go on cruise ships. So they'll go for like 3 weeks out of the month and go on different, Carnival cruise or whatever. And they do shows every night on the Carnival cruise for the people on the cruise ship or whatever. But like, I don't want to live that life. Like, I want to do this shit, like to tour the country, meet people. I'm not going to be stuck on a fucking boat. Like, and no disrespect to anybody that does it on a boat, you know, that if you're making a living, you're making a living. And if somebody told me right now, yo, come do a cruise with me, I'm going to go do it. You feel me? But that's not where I want to peak at. Like, I want to do theaters, bro, arenas. Like, I got big goals for this shit. You know, I'm not doing this shit. I always tell myself, like, I don't have fast shit. Like, if I'm gonna do it, bro, I'm gonna do it all the way. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not wasting my time.
You made that shit clear with the drugs, sir.
Right. You start with weed, bro. I'm like,
I tried everything.
Right, we're doing needles, goddammit. No,
shit.
But it's low key not to throw you under the bus, but it does come with the addictive personality. I have a very addictive personality. Like, you get addicted to drugs, you get addicted to food, but the comedy, one thing that I'm happy about is that I got addicted to it. I'm addicted to getting that feeling, that high of that euphoric feeling of killing the room, and getting on stage, bro. I gotta have it. Like if there's a week where I'm not going on stage, I'm gonna go do an open mic because there's no way I can go a week without getting on stage. Like, I need to do it.
How many times a week do you do it?
At least once. There's times where, like last week, I did the Chingo show on Wednesday. I had 2 shows on Thursday, show on Friday, and another one on Saturday. So like that's 4 times right there. And there's been times where I've done 2 shows. You know, like back to back. I've done 3 shows, 4 shows in one night. Like, so I mean, I could take a whole week off, but then I do 4 shows on a Saturday. You know, so it's like, fuck it. You know, and I'm not, sometimes not even shows, but like sometimes I'll do 3 sets. Like I opened up for Mark Vieira at Joe's on Wheat Street. He had 200 and it was like 300 people per show. So 600 people total, 2 shows, one at 7, one at 9. After that, I was still itching. I was like, I still need to do something else. So I went to an open mic at Reggie's like at midnight, bro, just to get on stage, just to get that laugh, bro. Like,
and it worked.
I ain't gonna lie, I did good.
Can we ask about the money or no? Like
you can, but ain't shit there.
it ain't, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not. So let's say on a night that you do 4 shows.
It depends on the room, bro, because you can get fucked out of money, bro. Like I've done shows where I've produced them myself. I did a backyard show in the middle of COVID. In the middle of COVID, I was in my backyard. I put out 100. It was like 80 tickets. I think I sold during COVID, and then those sold out like within 4 days. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna put like 40 more." So now we're talking about like 120, 130 tickets. And then at the day of the show, I realized like, damn, I could fit like 50 more chairs in this bitch. So I told people, I was like, tickets at the door. Bro, we ended up selling the whole show, like 200 tickets, bro. In my backyard, middle of July 2020. So like the middle peak of COVID. And I did a comedy show and I ended up making like, with the merch I was selling there also, I made like $2,000 in my backyard, bro. And I've done shows where it's like 300 people, they all pay $25 a ticket. We're talking about a $10,000 budget, and I don't get shit because I did a guest spot, you know?
Damn.
So it's like, it just depends on what kind of show it is. If you get a private gig, like right now, like back in the day when I was starting, like I wasn't really doing private gigs because I didn't have 45 minutes of material to charge somebody, you know, $150, $200 to go do a show. But now that I got it, like I'm doing private gigs. Those are the ones that pay the most because now I'm doing. It's like you hire a fucking payaso for a party, you know. Like some people don't want. Like some people like you're doing an adult party. Oh, it's my fucking husband's 32nd birthday. He loves comedy. Let's book his favorite comedian in Chicago. I'll go in there for $350, do my shit, bring an opener, give him 100, 150, keep $200, and that's just in one night doing one little show, you know. But now, I mean. I've done shows where I headlined the Comedy Shrine. They've gave me $600 checks for a weekend, you know? So it's like, some shows are good, some shows are bad, but it's mostly bad at the beginning. The first 3 years of this shit, I was paying to go on stage. You know what I'm saying? You go hang out at the place, they're not even going to pay you. You just ask them to let you on, and then you're still spending money on a beer and shit. Now it's coming more, now it's kind of switching. Now I'm making a little bit more money. Like every gig that I take, I'm getting at least, you know, $40, $60, you know, so that way it's not for nothing, you know. But you got to lock in those big gigs. Like right now I got like in October I got like 2 private gigs in one day, which each of them pays like $200. So it's like, it's a good little like $400 a day, you know, just to tell shit jokes for 10 minutes each, you know. So in 20 minutes get $400. That's a fucking lick. But
hell yeah.
But those don't happen that often. So I'm barely working my network to that point, you know. You got to do a lot of bullshit shows in order to get to the real money. But no, I think the most I've ever made, in a weekend would be like probably like $600 just off of headlining a club. And then right now I got booked for DC. So DC, they offered me right around the same $600 to be in DC featuring for somebody.
You got to fly yourself out though.
Got to fly myself out, yeah. And the only thing they're gonna help me out with is they're gonna give me a place to crash, which is probably a couch or something like that. You know, so I told them I was like, I'll sleep in the fucking car, bro.
Take that opportunity. In the fucking
car. Hell yeah.
I have one more question. Got anything, compa?
No, go ahead, because we already hit a fucking hour.
Shit, we'll do 2 hours.
Yo. Top 5 comedians for you. What's your top 5? It doesn't have to be anybody that you want to fucking work with. Just your top 5 you think they fucking funny. They kill every time.
Okay. And you know, this question gets harder every time because when you first start, your first 5 are like, oh yeah, the most Kevin Hart, you know, the most famous ones, you know. Yeah. But as you get more into the scene, and because there could be a motherfucker in Houston, again, Jerry Garcia out of LA, he's not a mainstream comic. Most people you tell, they were like, I don't know who the fuck that is, but to me, he's one of the funniest. You know what I'm saying? So that answer changes, but I guess I'll mix it up just to not make it a long. So I'll give you like, you know, 2 Chicago ones 2 people in Chicago that I really fuck with, and then the rest I'll do mainstream. But like Joey Villagomez, He's a comedian out of Chicago, South Side, old school cat. He's like 40 something years old. So he's been in this shit for like 15 years. He's got his own special on Comedy Central. He's been on HBO Latino. But I feel like he really is like an OG me. Like that's the person who I consider my big homie in the whole comedy scene. And I say he's one of the best. I feel like if you guys go to one of his shows, you will love him. So me and him got a few gigs coming up soon. And so I'd say him is one of my favorite in Chicago. Then there's another white comedian that is completely different than me, completely different style than me, completely different writing, but something about him just, I fucking love him, bro. And his name is Jeffrey Asmus. And the first time I ever saw him, I had got booked for a weekend at the Comedy Bar. It's a rooftop comedy club off the Magnificent Mile in Chicago, right above the Gino's East Pizza. Gino's East owns the Comedy Bar, so they're together. But anyway, the Comedy Bar booked me and him, and that guy had 2 broken wrists. So he's on stage with 2 fucking casts in his hands like this, like just literally standing like this, murdering. The crowd is going wild. And this guy's hands are broken, bro. Like, that's how funny he is. And then at first I was like, maybe it's the fucking cast that's making him funny. And then I went to go see him without the cast. He was even funnier. I was like, no, that motherfucker is
He's got it.
He's got it. He's gonna blow up. He tours all the time with like Mark Norman, Sam Morril, like some of the biggest comedians in the country right now. But anyway, those 2 are my favorite. Oh, actually, he's in New York now, so he just moved to New York last month. So, but those 2, I would say you guys got to check them out. And then I'd say the 3 mainstream ones that I really like right now. Shane Gillis, really funny motherfucker. He's from Philly. He's out of New York right now. I cannot say Sam Morril. He's a comedian from from New York. He just dropped his Netflix special September 1st. And the guy who directed his special and produced it did my special too. I have a 10-minute special on YouTube. So and now he's on Netflix. So I don't know, just bragging a little bit there. But he just dropped, and he's really one of the best joke writers in the game right now. And somebody who I always like to include because I feel like their special changed my life, which would be Pimp Chronicles Part 1, Cat Williams. Cat Williams is one of my biggest inspirations because he's one of those guys. You know, some people who like soccer or some people who like football, they look at their favorite, you know, whether it's Brett Favre or whether it's, you know, Messi, whatever. You look at that main player, you're like, damn, that motherfucker left everything, his heart, soul, everything on the field, you know. For me, when Cat Williams would go on stage and he would do his set, like I feel like he would fucking leave everything he had on stage. And that's kind of what I aspired to be. Like I aspired to give it my all, to give the crowd the best show possible. That doesn't necessarily mean jumping up and down, but at least going up there with the right charisma, with the right energy, you know. But yeah, Cat Williams, I can never leave him out of my top 5 list, but that's kind of my list.
That's what's up. 3 of those people, I did not know who they were, so I gotta go Google that shit.
Yeah, man, check them out.
Watch their shit, especially if it's on Netflix. I pay Netflix, so I watch him.
Yeah, Sam Morril, he's gonna be Sam Morril's gonna be one of the biggest comedians in the world, bro. He's gonna be considered to go watch up there with like Jerry Seinfeld, you know, Richard Pryor. He's really and I mean this list. I mean, if we're doing top 10, of course I can't like honorable mentions like Patrice O'Neal. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal, one of the best in the fucking game. I mean, Bill Burr is a fucking goat as well. Tom Segura is one of my favorite comedians, but those comedians are like, they're doing arenas, you know, or, well, Patrice is dead, but, you know, they're like too big, you know, but I feel like, yeah, right now, the hottest writers, because I feel like the funniest motherfuckers are the ones that are hungry still, the ones that are like,
you haven't said Dave Chappelle though, bro.
He's not a goat to me. Like, he's, I mean, all right, what's your favorite Dave Chappelle joke?
I can't tell you
exactly.
I can't even tell you a Tom Segura joke. I know he's fucking funny. Bill Burr is hilarious, but I don't remember their jokes.
17 Reasons Why Not to Hit a Woman. That's a fucking pretty good joke.
I feel like you're looking at it as a comedian. I don't remember any of their jokes, but Tom Segura is funny as hell.
I feel like Dave Chappelle's considered a GOAT because of like his story, how he came up, like how he left the Dave Chappelle show while it was in its prime and then came back. But like he's funny, like he's like he can keep you locked in. Dave Chappelle can talk for fucking 4 hours and we can like watch him and not lose interest because he intrigues you so much the way he tells a story. He is funny, but he's not. I don't think he's a GOAT in my opinion, not to me at least.
Damn,
not to me. You feel me? A GOAT to me, like I mean, fucking. I consider some of these people in the local scene goals, bro, because their pen skills, like the way they write jokes are fucking insane, bro. And again, these are people that are local to me now, but they're like comedy is like classes like in high school, like they're gonna go up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing it. Like I've been in the game 4 years. In these 4 years, I've seen people who I've done shows with start to get specials, start to go on tour. So it's like, damn, it's like popcorn. You just see that one after another, and now with the algorithm. It's like I've done shows with people that are on America's Got Talent now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like it could be any of us at any moment. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like right now, you guys are like when we're doing this podcast right now. You know, second week of September, like shit is starting to pick up for me right now as we speak. Like whether it's traffic on online or just the type of bookings I'm getting. Like it's just now starting to get good, and I'm pretty fucking new at this. So like. The people that I've been watching, they're already gone, bro. They're already like living in New York, living in LA. You know, I see people that I was cool with, friends with, post flyers, and now they're on the same show as Anthony Jeselnik. They're chilling at the comedy club, and Bill Burr drops in and does a fucking set. So these are people that I fuck with. You know, do you guys know who Chris DeStefano is?
That sounds familiar.
Chrissy D, he's really famous for the 9/11 story on YouTube. But anyway, he's a really big comedian. He just dropped a Netflix special too, not too long ago. There was a guy who I had on a show that I co-produced at the Lincoln Lodge. I don't want to say he's like a little person because he's not like a midget, but he's got like he's got some type of physical deformality, you know, where he's not as tall as he should be, but I mean, not as he should be, but I'm saying like, but I'm saying like you could notice him in the crowd, you know, he looks different. He got within 3 weeks, he got picked to do JFL, which is Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in Canada at where the fuck is I think it's maybe JFL, I don't know where they do it. I think somewhere in Canada. I think maybe Ontario. I don't know. But when you get picked to do that festival, every network, every agent, every manager is there. Everybody who is anybody in comedy is there. There's people from Chicago that got picked up by Kevin Hart, picked up by anybody. He went to JFL 3 weeks ago. He was on my show at the Lincoln Lodge. He went to JFL, got picked up to be Chris DeStefano's opener. Now he's been on his podcast and he's got reels with him doing, you know, hundreds of thousands of views. Like his career in 3 weeks, he went from a local comedian to now an up and comer in the mainstream world. That's how fast it can happen. So, I mean, it's just I don't know what the fuck the question was, but that's the comedy game. You feel me? And I feel like right now I feel like I'm in a lake with ice over me, you know, and I'm at the top. But I got to break through that fucking ice. And I actually heard you mention it when you talked about me before on the podcast. You said that you got to put in your 10,000 hours, right? You got to put in that work. And I'm all about putting in that work. I don't fuck with skipping steps, and I don't want any shortcuts. Obviously, if they come, I'm gonna take them, but I'm also gonna earn them. You know, like the Chingo Bling show, like it could have happened because of the following of the TikToks or whatever, of the Instagram reels and shit. But if I didn't do well, then it's for nothing. You're just wasting your time. What the fuck's the point of having a big following, but then people see you live and you suck, you know? So it's like, I'm all about being good live and in person. All the internet shit is just an extra to try to help me get to the next level faster. But I'm all about making sure you're still funny on stage. That's what matters to me, though. The actual art form. I got a lot of... When I first kind of came into stand-up, again, it was because I had already got a taste of, like, the whole YouTube thing and the whole, like, taking pictures with people thing. So I kind of wanted to do it to be famous and to be rich. That was my mentality when I came in this shit. Now, I'm so deep in it that I love comedy, and I've came to the realization that even if I never make it, I will never stop doing comedy because it's what makes me happy. And it's always gonna be a part of my life forever, bro. But again, I'm a type of person that I like everything I put my mind to it. Like I'm trying to manifest it, not to get all corny and shit, but I'm fucking like I'm punching, bro. Like I'm not doing it for nothing. You feel me? Like I'm a work. I don't want to be able to say, oh man, I should have tried, you know, because there's comedians now that I do shows with that went to school to be lawyers. Got their law degree, went to school 8 years, became real fucking lawyers, worked at a law firm, and then now they work at a coffee shop just so they can do shows and travel the country doing shows because they don't want to fucking waste, their life doing. So that's when I realized I was like, I'm doing what I want right now early, what I love. And I know this is what I love because if somebody's willing to give up their fucking law degree to do this shit, then I'm glad I didn't waste my time going to college. Because it would still put me back in this path, So it's like now that I got that advantage of being young, I gotta go all gas, no brakes, like capitalize on that shit.
Yeah, that fool got corny, dog.
Yeah, that fool got corny. That fool is not. He is not gonna make it. That fool sucks.
Salud.
Cheers, bro. The best to you, bro.
Hell yeah, brother. Like I said, we already hit over an hour. That's typically what we do, bro. Just like an hour.
Yeah.
That's why, but we wish you nothing but the best, bro. Nothing but luck, man. Like I said, I fuck with you. I fuck with your pod. Definitely the comedy shit. I still got to see you live, bro.
Yeah,
Like
we'll be popping in, bro. We'll be popping in on you.
Hell yeah, that's 100%, bro. But you want to? We're obviously gonna link all your stuff, all your social media, whatever. But do you want to say it as well, like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook?
Yeah, man. If you guys want to follow me, Ken Flores 300 on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. That's all my social medias. You can like my Facebook page, Ken Flores. And I got a podcast as well called Talking My Shit Podcast with Too Skinny. The reason is with Too Skinny is because when I first started comedy, I was going as Too Skinny because my full name is Kenji, but it's spelled Kenyi. So if I say, hey, you guys have been an amazing crowd, my name's Kenji Flores, people are going to go type that shit in and I'll never come up because they're like, this motherfucker spelled his own name wrong, Yeah. So instead I was like, I'm going to go by Too Skinny. And then I was going by Too Skinny for a while. And then that's when that comedian, Joey Villagomez, told me, he's like, bro, you're funny as fuck. Like, you don't need to be doing that gimmick shit, Like, don't do no extra shit. Just go by your name. It'll come in. It'll all start happening for you just because of your humor and your jokes. So I started going by Ken Flores instead, which is just a shorter version of Kenji, because I feel like it's a little bit easier to type. And sure enough, man, shit started to happen. So yeah, talking my shit with Too Skinny. I kept it Too Skinny because when I talked about it on the podcast that I was going by Ken Flores now, they're like, no, like you're still gonna be Too Skinny, whatever. So I was like, fuck it, I'll keep Too Skinny for the podcast, but everywhere else is Ken Flores. So yeah, Talking My Shit Podcast, Ken Flores 300, man. That's me, man. If you guys want to see a live show, and you too as well, September 29th, I'm doing a big show at Joe's on Wee Street again. Those shows are usually at least 300 people, bro. Packed. I can hook you guys up with free tickets. Not the people listening, but
y'all heard that? He said it, bro.
Y'all too. Yeah, I can hook y'all up with some free tickets, man. Y'all can come out there, man.
We'll make it out there, bro.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I run a show at the Laugh Factory now. It's a Latino show now. So that's on the second to last Friday of every month. That I can give you guys free tickets for the listeners. Holla at me on Instagram if you guys want to come to one of those, and I'll hook you up. I would say this month, but this month I'm gonna be in Milwaukee while it's going on, so don't go if I'm not there. But yeah, man, come through.
For sure.
Yeah, you got any last words before we wrap it up?
Man, I could keep going, bro. This shit is super interesting, dog. But appreciate you coming on, bro. Can't wait to fucking go see you live, dog.
Yeah, man, let's get it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys for having me, man. And you guys make sure to subscribe, Compas Unfiltered. If you're listening to them for the first time, this is a good time, man. Good people, man. Follow them.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate it. So thank you for listening, for watching. Guys, that was doses.